What if I told you that your cat understands more of what you say than you ever thought possible? Not just the sound of the treat bag, not just the click of the can opener, actual words, specific words you use every single day. Words your cat has been quietly filing away, building meaning around and responding to in ways you've been misreading for years. And here's the part that stops most people cold. One of those words, a word almost every single cat owner uses constantly, might be slowly, silently damaging the trust your cat has in you, without you having any idea it's happening. We're going to go through 5 words today, words backed by real science, including a groundbreaking study out of Japan that completely rewrote what we thought we knew about cats and language. Some of these will make you laugh. Some will make you feel things you didn't expect to feel on a cat video. And the last word on this list? It might be the most beautiful thing anyone has ever discovered about the relationship between a cat and their owner. Stay with me. Their own name, they hear it. They just decide. Let's start with the one that sounds obvious, until you learn what's actually going on beneath the surface.
You in there?
You've done this. You call your cat's name from the other room. You hear nothing. You call it again. Still nothing. You walk in, find them sitting 3 feet away, staring directly at you, and you think, this animal has no idea what their name is. Wrong. In 2019, researcher Atsuko Saito and her team at Sophia University in Japan published a study that changed everything. They tested cats across multiple households and found something remarkable. Cats can distinguish their own name from random words, from similar sounding words, and even from the names of other cats they live with. Their ears move, their heads turn, their pupils shift. The recognition is there. So why don't they come running? Because cats were never bred for obedience. Dogs were shaped over thousands of years to respond to human commands. Cats made a different deal with humanity. They showed up, kept the rodents away, and in return, they kept their autonomy. When your cat hears their name, they don't automatically respond. They evaluate. They run a silent calculation. What usually happens after this sound? Is it worth getting up for? If their name usually leads to something good, food, play, a warm lap, they'll come. If it usually leads to the carrier coming out or the dreaded bath, they'll stay exactly where they are and pretend they're a decorative object. Your cat isn't ignoring you. They're making a decision. And the fact that they're making that decision means they understood every word. No. The word that can quietly break everything. This is the one I need you to hear carefully, because this is the word almost every owner gets wrong. And the damage it does is slow enough that most people never connect the cause to the effect. You've seen your cat on the counter, about to scratch the couch, mid-leap towards something they absolutely should not touch. You say it, no. And they stop. They freeze. They look at you, so they understand, right? They know the rule? Here's the truth. Your cat does learn what no means over time, but they are not responding to the word the way you think they are. They are responding to the tone, the sharpness, the sudden emotional charge in the air. That spike of sound creates a negative association. Your cat learns that when that sound happens, something unpleasant usually follows. So they stop. Not out of respect for a rule, out of a desire to avoid discomfort. And this is where it quietly goes wrong. If you use no too often, too loudly, or at random moments, your cat doesn't learn discipline. They learn that you are a source of stress. Slowly, almost invisibly, they start to change. They hide more. They flinch when you move too fast. They stop coming to you when you call, not because the bond is gone, but because you accidentally rewired what your presence means to them. The owners who get the best results use no sparingly and calmly. One short, firm tone. No repetition,
Easy.
no escalation, and then immediately redirect. Show them what they can do instead. That's how you teach without leaving a mark. Your voice should be the safest sound in your cat's world. Make sure you're protecting that. Treat, the word they learned without being taught. Okay, we need a moment of joy after that last one. You could be in a different room. You could barely whisper it. The second that word leaves your mouth, your cat materializes at your feet like they were never asleep, like they were never 3 floors away, like they have been waiting their entire life for this exact moment. Treat. And here's what makes this so fascinating. You never taught them this. There were no lessons, no training sessions, no flashcards. You just said the word before giving them one over and over, and your cat did the rest entirely on their own. This is called classical conditioning. It's the same process the scientist Pavlov discovered over 100 years ago. When the same sound reliably predicts the same outcome, the brain builds a hardwired connection between the two. Sound equals reward. No thinking required. It becomes automatic. But your cat didn't stop at the word. They kept going. Some cats start reacting to the crinkle of a specific bag, the particular sound of one cabinet opening, your footsteps walking toward the kitchen at a certain time of day. They built an entire architecture of associations around that one moment, and the word is just the most visible piece of a system your cat engineered completely on their own. You didn't train your cat to know what treat means. Your cat trained themselves. You just provided the data. Your other cat's name. This one will genuinely shock you. If you have more than one cat, I need you to think back. Have you ever called one cat's name and noticed the other one react? A slow look toward the door their housemate usually walks through. A glance in the direction you were looking. You probably wrote it off as coincidence. It wasn't. In 2022, a research team led by Saho Takagi at Kyoto University in Japan published a study that stunned the animal behavior world. They discovered that cats who live with other cats don't just learn sounds, they learn identities. They connect specific names to specific faces. Here's how they proved it. They played a cat's name out loud while showing a screen with either the correct cat or a completely different one. When the wrong face appeared, the cat stared significantly longer. That longer stare is one of the most reliable signals in animal cognition research. It means something doesn't match what I expected. They heard a name, they anticipated a specific individual, and when the wrong face showed up, they noticed the contradiction. Think about what your cat has been quietly doing this whole time. Without anyone asking them to, without any reward, without any training, they have been building a detailed mental map of your household. They know who lives there. They know which name belongs to which face. They know your family. The next time you call one cat and the other one looks up, they're not being nosy. They understood exactly who you were talking to. They just decided that information was worth paying attention to. Your cat knows everyone in your home. They have for a long time. Come here. And this is the one that changes everything. I saved this one for last. Because of everything on this list, this is the one that says the most. Not about your cat's intelligence, but about what the two of you have actually built together. You've had this moment. You look across the room at your cat. You say softly, "Come here." And they get up. They walk toward you. They close the distance between you, step by quiet step, and settle in next to you. Most people smile and move on. But I want you to sit inside that moment for a second. Your cat didn't come because they were trained. They didn't come because of food or fear or instinct. They came because every single time in their life that those two words were followed by something, it was something good. Warmth, safety, a hand that was gentle, a lap that was soft, a person who was calm. Treat is about food. No is about avoidance, but come here is something else entirely. It is the accumulated weight of every positive moment you have ever given your cat, compressed into 2 words. When your cat hears "come here" and walks toward you, they are not obeying a command. They are casting a vote that says, every time I've responded to those words, it was worth it. Every time I came to you, you were worth coming to. Your cat doesn't give that kind of trust easily. They don't give it to everyone. They don't give it by default. They built it, carefully, slowly, over hundreds of small moments, out of everything you gave them when they chose to show up. That means you've been doing something right. This whole time, without realizing it, you have been earning it. Your cat has been listening to you since the day they arrived. They learned their name before you knew they were paying attention. They mapped your household without being asked. They built a language out of your habits, your patterns, your voice, and they've been responding to it in ways you're only just beginning to understand. You don't need to change everything. You just need to know what you're saying. Because now you do. Go call your cat's name. Say it warm. Say it like it leads somewhere good. And see what they decide. If this video made you look at your cat a little differently today, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which word surprised you the most. Because on this channel, we don't just love cats. We finally understand them.